Smoke good, eat good, live good. Smoke good, eat good, live good. Smoke good, eat good, live good. Smoke good, eat good, live good, live good. I used to want to see the penitentiary way after elementary, thought it was cool.
What's going on, YouTubers? My name is Jay Moore. This is my first YouTube video. As you can see from the title and the description, I'm here to talk to you guys about child support and how it's destroying pretty much anybody's life who has, unfortunately got mixed up with this criminal enterprise that is, pretending to protect the children of this nation by forcing men and women to enroll in a program which sucks incredible amount of your income away from you, gets restored into the state treasury, and essentially what it is one big scam. If you've been researching this for a while, I'm sure you already know that that's pretty much what's going on. It's a tragedy, it really is, and I'm trying to provide another avenue of help for you guys that are stuck trying to wiggle your way away from these evil, sadistic people that are enforcing child support. How am I gonna help you guys with that today? Well, basically because I've been doing this for a while. When I say doing this, I mean researching and trying to fight my way out of child support. It's been coming up probably I'm a couple months short of a year, just trying to figure out what is going on and how to get out of it. And if you've been doing the same, even for a short period of time, I'm sure you've came across one of these gurus that are out here. One of these people that are helping provide services for you to get off child support. That's what I mean by a guru. AmenOsiris WasilBey WasilBey and Yas Magnified are really the four main people I know of. And I decided I want to come in here and make a video about about each of these guys. There seems to be a lot of back and forth going on right now, with a lot of accusations being thrown at one another about who is really out to help people, who's some type of agent, who's fraud, and I've dealt with I've dealt with 2 out of the 4 people personally. And also just because I understand this child support information, even though I'm not free myself, I do understand it. I'm just at the stage where I have to figure out how to get these corrupt officials to obey the law. That's a whole separate thing in itself. There's understanding what child support is and how to defend yourself from it, and then the other part of the whole scheme of getting out of it is figuring out how to get your public officials to comply and to release you from it. So with all that being said, before I actually get into breaking each one of these cats down, what I know about them and whether what my opinion is on whether these guys are out to help you or not, I do want to just kind of introduce myself and what I intend to do with this channel. Again, my name is Jay Moore. I believe I said that at the beginning, but again, yeah, Jay Moore. What I am purposing to do with this channel is, well, really in the end game, what I really would like to get going is maybe some type of radio or blog talk type situation going. Because I kind of want like a radio type feel to. I want to be have some music for you guys also, while providing educational information, helpful information, not just a bunch of nonsense, and as well as conversate and be able to interact with people of like minds, bounce ideas off each other, help answer questions, all that type of thing. But to see if there's any interest in something like that, the first thing I decided to do was get on YouTube and see if I can get a few followers, enough to support something like that. So, the general purpose of what I'm always going to be trying to do is to uplift fallen humanity. 'Cause that's really what's going on today. Everybody is just doesn't understand why things are so crazy and so hard. And, but there's no answers for them. So they have to just keep trucking along through this, this crazy world, which seems to really only oppress, especially if you're on the bottom end of the scale, if you're not making a lot of money, there's probably a reason for that. It's probably because you're not in the club. Because unfortunately, this world is a world of hookups. Working hard, doing the right thing, a lot of times doesn't really get you anywhere or get you where you should be. And that's really gonna be the purpose of this channel, by teaching people the things that can free them from just from all the different little things that are oppressing type situations, jobs, your credit. Your credit gets bad. That's an oppressive type of situation. It's hard to get out of. All these things could be fixed with, I don't want to say hidden knowledge, but just knowledge that's not, nobody's really gonna be willing to show you. Or, a lot of people that we learn from, like our teachers, things like that, they don't know themselves what some of the wonderful things that are out there that can help change your life for the better, even in small ways, but a few different things that could change, you could do to each is gonna help you in a small way, can drastically change your life. Really, it can really make it from kind of a depressing state of affairs to you're really enjoying yourself on a day-to-day basis. And I can tell you right now, everybody who's on child support that ends up freeing themselves from it, your life is gonna change 100%. Because plain and simple, you're not gonna, you're gonna be able to not worry about how you're gonna pay for this and that and eat and all the rest of the other stuff that comes along with this crazy, ridiculous contractual arrangement called child support. So, with that being said, I know I talked a lot. Hope I didn't lose anybody. And we're gonna get this thing started. The first person I want to start with is Yas Magnified. It appears this brother is younger. It sounded like it anyways, just from the videos I heard. I'm glad to see a young brother out here, putting in work, figuring out how this world works, getting in these courtrooms and beating these cats. Cause I'll tell you what, it's not easy. By the way, I didn't mention I myself, September 18th, have my third hearing. To try to get away from this. And please believe me, I know I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this child support thing, because man, when I put in my first documents and and I they ignored me. I went in there, had the hearing over those those pleadings, and it didn't go well. But when I went back I think of to enter documents for my second hearing. Tell me why my file, they couldn't find that mug. They was looking for a good 5-10 minutes trying to find where my file was now, and then they ended up eventually just saying, you know what, it's okay, you don't have to. We can still file it, just give us a number and everything. Now tell me why my file is not where all the rest of them is. Could it be because they don't want that information floating around the building? Probably so. So and again, I ain't never had that judge ain't never told me once that I'm wrong, that I'm crazy, none of that. He does a lot of dancing around. He don't want, or she rather, though she don't want to hear, or she's gonna try to stop me from saying things now, but she's never once said that any of the arguments I brought up pertaining to child support were incorrect. So, anyways, Yas Magnified, he uses a straw man method. It seems like, and what I want to say about him is, it seems like one thing he may not be understanding, which is why You know, he seems to kind of be the main culprit, kind of getting on people's heads about whether their information is correct or not. And I don't blame him, because it seemed like he's coming from a legitimate point of view where, like, hey, I ain't trying to have y'all go through what I did, messing around with fraudulent people, people that are offering fraudulent services that can't really help you with child support. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of energy. And I don't think he wants people going through that, because that's frustrating, okay? The thing is I don't think he understands that just because AmenOsiris paperwork and Rick W's paperwork didn't work, that doesn't mean it was incorrect. Like I just told you, man, ain't nobody ever told me my paperwork was incorrect, but I lost twice. You feel me? Just like you lost, I want to say 3 times, man. They ain't trying to let you free. I understand that it should be as simple. What it really should be is you walk up in that mug and you say, hey, excuse me, can you answer a few questions for me? Um, it appears that child support is voluntary, and you just read a law off and said, is that true? You ask them, is this true? And if so, could I please be released? And it should be that simple, guys. It really should, but it's not. You have to make sure your paperwork is typed up correctly. You got to make sure you put in the right type of motion so that they can, that they'll hear it. You got to do a lot of just bullshit to get something that's rightfully yours. And not only do you got to do that bullshit, you got to make sure that the whole proceedings, you ain't slipping up and giving them an opportunity to say no, because they will. Man, it's a game. I actually was sitting up in my second hearing, and halfway through I knew I lost, but I just started smiling because you could literally see the game as it's being played on you. It's pretty sick, but you better learn the game, because that's really what's going on. You got to figure out the rules to that game. You got to figure out how to shut these cats down, because they'll keep playing the game on you all day, and they do not care about your rights. You best believe that, or else you would never be in such a horrible situation where a so-called law strips you of any type of quality of life. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's why I was like, man, that's what led me to child support and Arman and all these guys, because I'm like, man, this ain't right. I didn't heard about child support my whole life. People didn't like it or whatever, and it was kind of a sore topic, but I never really understood how bad it was. I just thought it was, anytime somebody's taking your money, you don't really want them to, that's it's irritating. So, I kind of was coming at that angle, like, these brothers, I understand they're irritated, but I never really thought it was so criminally, motivated. It's ridiculous. Anyways, though. So yeah, I just think that what maybe he don't understand, Yas Magnified, is that it don't matter whose paperwork you bring in there. Man, if you don't know exactly what's going on, and they won't tell you when you're not doing something right either. That's the other thing. They'll dismiss it for whatever reason, but it could be because you just made some type of technical or procedural error. It's messed up, man. But I think maybe that's just what he's not understanding, because when he switched over to the strawman type paperwork, it sounded like he had instant success, but maybe it's really because you've been in there so much that they understand you ain't going away. Sometimes they just want you to go away. They probably realize that, and then on top of that, they don't really want that type of paperwork in there talking about, because now they're not only are you dealing with the fact that there's a way to get out of child support, but you're also bringing in other arguments that kind of go deeper about how the U.S. is scamming us in a whole lot of other areas. They ain't gonna want to address that. So I have a feeling that's why you got a phone call. They were like, man, this dude, he just, let's leave him alone. But I don't think it's that paperwork alone which freed you, my brother. And I think that's just something maybe you should think about. I think we need to all not be going at each other in this manner, and Like, just focus on helping people, bro. I think you got a nice little platform, being a young voice to really help some people. But overall, I don't have anything bad to say about what it is. It seems like what you're doing is right on point. It's another avenue or another way for people to attack child support, and I wouldn't you know discourage anybody from using you. You seem like you do want to help from everything I've seen so far, but maybe relax with some of the other guys and maybe think about the fact that it's these courts and stuff that are the reason why paperwork isn't working, not maybe the paperwork in itself. Anyways, that's all I really want to say about Yas Magnified. If you haven't heard of him, he's got information out there that can help you. So, check him out as well. I'm a firm believer, man. I don't stick with just one cat, man. I be gobbling up all the information I can on child support. I listen to all these guys heavily, even if it's wrong or, it don't sound right. I'm seeing what they trying to say, so that I can learn everything, man. I want to get out of this straight up. Let's go to AmenOsiris. AmenOsiris. My man Yas Magnified kind of threw some shots at him too a little bit. I've not heard one thing come out of this guy's mouth that was not verifiable, and he shows you too. He don't never really just say nothing. He'll show you right there on the screen who, what law he's coming from, this and that. This guy is solid, man. I 100% learned most of the information I know about child support from this guy. He will direct you to the things you need to know. He kind of covers a wide range of arguments that could be used for child support, and which really just helps you to see how wide and how many holes there are in and how many holes there are in child support. There are several ways to attack it, fellas. I attack it a different way each time I go in there, and because I want them to understand. I'm not gonna just keep coming with the same argument. I'm trying to let y'all know I understand fully what this is, and if y'all gonna keep rejecting me, okay, I'm coming with something else next time, and let's see you try to dance out of this one, and we'll just keep coming with it, until either I get tired and maybe I just take it to the feds, or until you get tired and say you don't want to see me anymore, because when I've served the lawyers and all that, man, if the guy's reading it, man, I put it in such a way, man, you gotta be just a complete idiot or just totally shut your mind down to not at least see where I'm coming from. If you still want to believe child support is real after that, you can't say that I didn't make some real strong arguments and provide law that no, it ain't real. It ain't real at all. So anyways, this guy right here, man, I have nothing bad to say about him. I would highly recommend, if you want to learn about child support. I don't think there's a guy on YouTube or works for child support that can argue with this guy. This guy seems to have all the bases covered. He sounds like he's been doing a long time, and I wouldn't buy into some of the claims that have been made that he's taking advantage or putting out fraudulent things. Just got to remember, again, we're dealing with criminals, and simply having the correct paperwork is not necessarily going to get it done, guys. Sorry to say. So, with that being said, let's go on to RickW. I hope y'all are still with me. I know this is a long video. I'm sorry. I thought that I was going to be able to do this quick, but I can see the clock is ticking. So, but hopefully you guys, this is important information, guys, because I'm letting you know, I'm letting you know that who is a fraud and who's not, basically. And I'm getting around to all the main guys that are really pushing this information. So I want you guys to know who you can trust and who you can't, you know, and I want to just kind of give my opinion on why. Obviously, hey, what makes me qualified to make these calls? Well, nothing really. But you know, maybe my logic, you know, can help you understand them, help you feel more comfortable with using who I'm letting y'all know is out here really doing their thing, really trying to help. So with that said, here we come to RickW. He's also had some allegations tossed at him. I'm not gonna lie, man. Yas Magnified had me thinking for a quick little second when he was finding these videos where Rick was throwing up to 666 or whatever. You know, I have a feeling he had to work hard to capture that moment. You know, it's not. I don't believe that's nothing, man. RickW seems like a man who is really trying to help. Seems like times he's getting a little frustrated. Maybe he didn't expect it to be as overwhelming as it is. But he's here. This guy's here to help. I have not seen this man say or put out anything that was incorrect. He always as well backs up what he's talking about. He shows you on the screen. He shows you definitions. You know, he specifically likes to attack the fact that there's a lot of procedural things that are not correct with child support, which should disqualify this order from being able to operate. At the very least, Rick's paperwork should get it so that they would have to redo an order if child support is so called legal. Redo an order because they did things that were incorrect, which makes that order void in the process of obtaining that order. And he's right, but they ain't really, you know, and the thing with Rick, he ain't scared. This man is not scared. He's putting all this crap out, not crap, but he's putting all this information out. You've seen some of his videos where he's talking crazy to these folks. He don't care, man. He knows what's right and he stands. That's a man what you call is standing on his square. He is not going to let these fools intimidate him at all. Once he sees the law and understands it, he's not going to let anybody tell him any different. And that's how we really all should be. Now, he does have a leg up because he is law enforcement. So he does get a little more respect than probably the average guy. His voice is probably going to be heard a little easier than the average guy. But you still need to kind of have the mental fortitude he does. Maybe not be quite as aggressive. That's just how I am. I'm not quite as aggressive as him, but at times you gotta let these fools know, like, hey, look, man, you're not gonna talk me into nothing other than what I've read out of the law, because that's what the first thing they're gonna try to do is talk you out of what you brought in and what that is correct. No, don't let them do that. And you know, he's also not fearful to put this information on a wide scale. I think that they're definitely watching him. They're probably watching AmenOsiris too, but see, he don't really put his paperwork out there like that. So when you got Rick kind of breaking down his paperwork online for the powers that be to see, I think that may be jamming a lot of y'all up because they know where it's coming from. So they know this isn't something you found on your own. They're gonna bet that you really don't understand it fully. Maybe not at all. You just putting in some paperwork you bought. That's why it's important. Y'all gotta really study and understand what you are bringing it before these people, and so that when they try to trip you up, you can't be. You have to know. And so like I think it's a little tougher probably for you guys that are kind of behind Rick and following Rick. I'm not saying don't, you know what I'm saying, but you just gotta understand. Maybe this is why it's extra study now. If you're in Rick's group, extra study is important because these people know what his paperwork looked like, and so they're gonna probably put y'all to the test a little bit more than others, and you just gotta realize that, guys. Like I said, it's a game. They're not losing anything by telling you no, trust me. So, and then they don't mind breaking the law. It's pretty sad, but it's true. But other than that, man, I've learned from this guy as well. He's solid. He seems like he is really trying to help y'all. I would definitely recommend, the information he's providing. And guys, this is what I'm saying. All these guys out here are available. And you don't have to ride with just one person. You don't have to just sit there and only do what Rick W doing. You could try any of this stuff, man. Any of these, learn from any of these guys, because quite frankly, they're all right. Again, child support has a lot of holes. And actually, what made me make this video, I gotta figure out a way to wrap it up. Actually, it's getting long. I don't want y'all to be scared to listen to this because it's so long. He's the one that made me, because again, I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning, I want to offer services at a small level, because I haven't got out of it myself. I don't feel comfortable trying to really ask for what I think these type of services are worth when I haven't freed myself. You understand? I'm sure you guys understand that, but I understand what's going on here. I've been in the court. I have that experience. So what I want to do is kind of provide a service where, because a lot of times I was out here just looking for, man, I just had a couple lingering questions, but I couldn't really afford what a lot of gurus may be charging for a consultation. You know what I'm saying? And or they didn't have time. I don't think Rick W has a lot of time, y'all. So when you get his paperwork and maybe you got a hearing coming up, this and that, or you're reading it, you're not quite understanding, but you can't really get in touch with him because the man is working his tail off, I'm available. I understand what Rick's talking about 100%. I can help you understand it if you need some help. I can help you feel more comfortable before you go into a hearing. And that goes for anybody's paperwork. I understand all this stuff at this point. I'm not any type of genius, but once you start figuring out the rhythm of how law, how it needs to be, how it's supposed to be interpreted, and how you're supposed to do research and things like that, it starts to slowly come around and connect for you. Again, I'm no master, but for those people that are new, or just maybe they need to bounce some ideas off somebody to see if they're really understanding something. That's what I'm trying to offer as of now. I'm gonna build from that. Child support is not going to be the only thing that I want to help people with eventually, but that is kind of what I've quote unquote mastered so far, or I know a lot about, and that's what I'm willing to feel comfortable offering. So, with that being said, Rick W, definitely recommend them. The guy's putting in work. Shout out to you, Rick. I know the haters is getting on your nerves a little bit, so just stay in there, keep doing what you do, man, because you're definitely helping people. And let's go to this last guy here that I promised I was going to talk about, Mr. WasilBey. Yeah, Mr. WasilBey. Well, guess what, guys? Nobody, I'm going to say, from what I understand, nobody is actually defrauding you, okay? Even this guy here, Mr. WasilBey, okay? Even this guy right here. I don't really think he's defrauding anybody. I think what he's doing is acting like the people who've put us in this situation, and the only word, he's only focused on money, guys. I've dealt with him, I've got his services, and again, now everything he said in the services or in his paperwork, it's all legitimate. Was it put together the best? No. I had to go in there and correct spelling errors and stuff like that. Not just little spelling errors, but like a couple major things I had to correct. But what the body of his information was saying was true. It's true. He works off the same type of platform as Yas Magnified with the straw man type stuff. Okay. The difference is he is getting them in and getting them out. And he is charging outrageous fees and not providing any service beyond giving you that paperwork. Quite frankly, I think he's kind of a piece of trash for how he goes about his business. He knows the people he's dealing with do not just have money, a free-flowing source of money to be able to pay him, and then not be able to get a lot in return for what they. Basically, how it went for me was I got his paperwork. I had questions about it. He didn't really want to answer much. A lot of times he just tell me to look it up and this and that. And that's true. Sometimes you just gotta really look at some stuff on your own. But, you know, the dude hands you paperwork and he tells you to study. Well, study what? You know, there's a vast sea of information out here about legal stuff, bro. What do you mean? Study what? He don't really clarify. He gives you some type of booklet on the SEC and how small businesses how they grow, or some crazy stuff that not only does it not mention anything about child support, but dude, okay, child support's a business, that's fine. We don't need to know how a goddamn business runs and shit. We need to know how to get away from this business. So, what I was kind of going to go on, was say, all you need to know is that this man is not going to provide you very much help. His paperwork, while it's true, what he's saying is true, it's, again, that straw man stuff, it's going to be a little harder to bring that in, or for people to want to acknowledge that, because you're starting to not just deal with the Title 4D agency's fraud, but you're starting to deal with the U.S. government's fraud. Now they don't want to really, definitely don't want to recognize that. The guy, I mean, just look at his videos, man. In the beginning, he was providing information. Towards the end, this guy was like, he just talks. He finds like a random video and just talks about the video. Doesn't really provide any laws or, techniques or anything to deal with child support. He just talks, kind of relates whatever thing he shows you to child support, and then tells you to come check him out, and tells you to have your pocketbook nice and full for him for when you get ready to buy his services, because he's gonna tax you for real. I wouldn't mess with the guy, plain and simple. He does bad business. That's the best way I can explain Washio Bay. His information probably can help you, but you're gonna have a lot harder time, because he is not gonna provide you with the extra assistance and guidance a new person needs when dealing with this monster. He's just gonna give you some paperwork and run and make you pay if you want to know anything else. So, again, guys, no fraudulent people as far as what I've heard and seen so far. But those first three guys I recommend, this guy, man, stay away from him. I feel sorry for you if you got caught up with him. I did. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about him. Please stay away from that guy. Do yourself a favor. And those other three guys. And hopefully, if you like this video, myself, we will help you. I think all three of us legitimately, or all four of us are legitimately not only going to provide you with a service, but we're going to make sure that we are trying to help you. That's the aim. We want you to get off. We don't just want your money. You feel me? So that pretty much wraps everything up. What I would just like to say before I let y'all go is I'm going to drop my email in the little link at the bottom. Contact me if you're interested in getting some help, getting some clarification on some documents you've received from somebody else's services, helping you understand if maybe you're having, because listen, this is my first video, I don't have nobody, no customers at the moment, so that means I'm free and open. That means if you got something you need to talk about for a little donation, I can help you. I can help you understand something. I can help prepare for something. Okay, guys, and that's basically what I want to let y'all know. again, hope you guys start following. I'm gonna start teaching about, again, uplifting fallen humanity. It's gonna be kind of Bible based, and when I say that, it doesn't mean we're gonna be reading scriptures upon scriptures upon scriptures, but something that you guys need to understand is that the scriptures, whether you believe in God or not, the U.S. government does, okay? And a lot of the things that are happening are actually foretold in the Bible, whether you want to say that's God, divine word, or humans with the foresight, whatever. I don't care how you look at it. You need to understand that the Bible is giving you key answers to a lot of problems that are keeping brothers and sisters out here. And when I say that, I don't mean just black people or whatever. Everybody from living a fruitful life, man. From living a fruitful life. I just want to show you something real quick. This is Genesis, man, chapter 1. And it tells you what we're here for. Well, it doesn't necessarily tell you what you're here for, but it shows you that when we were placed here, it was made so that we didn't have to struggle. It wasn't meant for struggle and hardship and being broke and all that. Verse 8, it says, and the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. 9, and out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight and good for food. And then it talks about the tree of life. That doesn't matter, but just look at it. It says God to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight and good for food. Oh, and then right here it talks about right around Eden he had created this river. And he said one of these rivers, this first one in verse 11, the name of the first is Pishon, that is it which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium in the onyx stone. So, God set it up, y'all, so that we can enjoy life. So, he giving niggas gold right off the back. He didn't make it hard. You had to dig and all that. He just said that land is good for gold. Another precious stone right by the Garden of Eden. Obviously, God didn't put us here to struggle, to have hardships. And guess what, guys? The information's kind of hidden, but there's information out there that can make your life tremendously better. Once you learn and you apply the things that you need to stop relying on this government, start relying on yourself. And when I say government, I mean that goes for your job. If it's a corporation, it's a creation of the U.S. government. Okay, plain and simple. And it really operates the same way. They don't really care about you. If you've been there any amount of time, they're only out to max profits for those shareholders, and you got to do all the heavy lifting if you're anywhere near that bottom. So guys, keep your head up if you wrapped up in this child support mess. This video was incredibly long. I hope I might have to make another shorter one or something if I don't get any many hits off this, and but hopefully I caught your attention enough to, or at least you heard the most important thing, that I'm here to provide services and that you need to avoid Washio Bay. But and if Arman or any of them other guys hear this, man, I just want y'all to know, y'all doing wonderful things. Let's stop the beef if we can. Rick, I understand, if somebody keeps poking you eventually got to get up and stand up and swing. But hopefully all that can die out, man, and we can just keep providing this help for people. So last thing I want to say, that song in the beginning, Kendrick Lamar, talking about live good, smoke good, eat good, live good, that's what I'm trying to provide for everybody, is a way so that, or information rather, so that you can smoke good if you smoke. You don't gotta, don't concentrate on that word, but so you can eat good, so you can live good. That's really basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to live good, y'all. Like I just pointed out through the Bible, we ain't here to struggle, to be somebody else's slave, and to make somebody else rich. We supposed to be out here smoking, living, and eating good, y'all. So with that being said, drop by my email, drop me I'll hit y'all back if you're interested in consultation services. Even if you want to check out my paperwork, right now I'll give that away for a small donation, because like I said, I ain't out myself, so I ain't trying to charge what probably is worth. You know, I'll let y'all get that if you're interested or whatever for a lot smaller donation. All right, guys, hit me up. See you later. Peace.